Hi, it's Peggy Lee, and I'm coming to you really quick today with my 31-day journal for the month of June, and I decided to do it with Marion Smith's Vintage Telegram printable download that is on her website, and I'll have a link below that right to the book where you can go and get it, the downloads, and they're so gorgeous. And I decided to create mine, I think it's like 5 by 7.5, maybe 8, and I did jagged edges, and I did chipboard, and I did my simple binding technique. It's just really simple. It's the same one I did on my primrose, and this is a piece of chipboard that I molded round to make the curved spine. So, and I decided to do a simple decoration for my cover. Actually, what I did is I took the downloads and then I grabbed stuff from my stash. Now, I was going to go out and buy new stuff for embellishments, but really, to tell you the truth, I have enough stuff at home, and I grabbed stuff out of my stash. So, first of all, this is the background is Marion Smith. It is a vintage telegram, and I actually just cut the sheet in half and used this for the cover. I love this kind of like school script, typewriter script sheet. And then this was a little journaling spot that comes in the kit, and I added it to a piece of chipboard. I did the same distressed look that I did on my covers and added it as a title page. And then this is a Tim Holtz clock die, and I gessoed it, and then I added a mask over it, and then I did some tethered leather glimmer mist on it in places here and there. And I did also the twine, the jute twine, I also glimmered in the tethered leather glimmer mist to give it kind of like that worn look. I love that look. Anywho, I grabbed some simple pearls. These actually were Hero Arts pearls. I just went in my stash and I grabbed what I had on hand. This was a cutout from the kit. I cut them apart, and a little typewriter from the kit. It's a little tiny one. I fussy cut that out. And these little pink flowers are petaloo flowers, and again, they were in my stash. I grabbed them. This is a flower that I created myself. Actually had 4 or 5 of these created. I did them as corsage pins for Christmas, and so I used that up. I had that laying around. I grabbed some vintage lace that a friend had given me, so I wanted to use that as my little leaves, kind of like my little tails. And then in the center here is actually it's an earring. I got it from a vintage antique store in Littleton, and I got a pair of them, and I forced myself to do it, and I put it as a center. I kept putting different centers on, didn't like it, and this just, because my signature is a mother of pearl button, and this reminds me of mother of pearl, and I love the bling, so that way it'll be with me forever. And then I decided that I don't really like my handwriting, but I decided that I really need to start doing it more, so I wrote June 2013 journal, and then I wrote family down here because it's going to be about my family and the things we do. So for day 1 of June 2013, which today is day 3, but that's okay, I finished my book, put it all together, and I still have to do day 2 and day 3, but I will be doing a video maybe a couple times a week this whole month to show you what I've been doing. And so as you open it up, it's really thick. I mean, I've got a nice chunky journal, and it's a little tight, but that's okay. I'm going to be doing mostly writing in this one and just a few embellishments. But what I want to show you is how I got these. I'll quickly run through my book. So here's my binding, and I still need to I'm going to add some lace to this, but here's the pages. They're just so pretty. And what I did is, right here, as you will see, this is actually just regular photocopier paper, you know, that you put in your printer to print on. And what I did is I cut it down to, well, actually what I did first is I took some tea bags, boiled it on my stove, dipped the printer paper into the ink the ink, sorry, into the tea dye and let it set for, you know, it all depends on how long. Some I let set for 15 minutes, some I let set for 5, I actually set for 30 minutes. So some are a little darker, some are a little lighter, but I actually like that because it's like the antique feel. And then when I took it out of the tea water, I let it drip dry for a little bit, and then when it was still moist, I crimpled it all up and set it aside to let it dry a little bit longer. And then I carefully opened it up and dried it with my heat tool, and then I cut it down to the size to fit this shape of the mini album. And then I ironed it flat because these pages were like, I mean, chunky. So I had to iron them down. I wasn't going to, but I had to get them into my mini book. So it's going to be fun to create on these pages. So I'm just going to flip through the book real quick. Some more of those pages, more of Marion's pages. And then what I did too on some of them is I cut a piece of the digital off to give a flap. I like that look. And then some more, see this one's a little bit more whiter than the other one, and some filler pages. I love those. And here's some more of the telegrams. And then some more. Look how distressed that is. And I actually tore. You have to be really careful because you can tear the paper when it's wet. So I did that. And then here's a little typewriter. Love this page. See, I tore it again, but I left it because I like the torn look. So I'm going really quickly because I'm going to be sharing my book the whole month of June. So I don't feel like I need to sit here and like show you every little page and every little. I love the wrinkled look. Love it. And this is the filler page that Marion has on the download, and I really like it because it was already weathered and torn and vintage looking. Love. This is one of my favorites. It looks like wallpaper. Love it. And this one. All of them I say. I love them all. So I can't wait to start filling this book up with my memories of June. So, wish you had a cookout. Love it. Love the butterfly. I love this grid. I love this grid with this paper that has all this turquoise on it. Ugh, I love it. Kind of like patina. Love it. So I like how the copier paper just really gave it a really vintage feel. Love the hot air balloon. And let's see. Some more of that. I love this page. I love this page. Hot air balloon. Some more of the filler pages. Love this. And you can do a lot of fussy cutting with this line, and I actually do that quite a bit. I print out extra sheets. If something grabs my attention, I will print out an extra sheet so I can do fussy cutting. And then this is a full sheet, if you see here. I just folded it down. Creased it, fold it, so it's kind of like a flap. So I'm going to do something really creative with that page. And some more of that. And then this one too I cut off to give it a flap. I like that. Some more pages. And then the last page, I love this one. It's just a simple filler page, more of the lining, and some more of that paper. And then this is the spine, but I'm going to put some lace here. So I love it. It's a really fun vintage telegram, or telegram vintage. I think it's vintage telegram. Beautiful downloads. Be sure to jump over to Marion's and get your downloads. And be sure to stay tuned. Watch my YouTube channel because I will be doing some more videos with things that I put in my book. And I have to catch up on day 1. Well, day 1 is my book, day 2 and day 3. And I'll do those. And I'm going to do them as videos so you guys can see the process as I go through the whole month. So be sure to jump over to MarionSmithDesigns.com and get your vintage telegram digital download. It's beautiful. And oh, actually really quickly, this is perfect. This book is perfect with just the papers, okay? But with that, you get all of this. Look at all this goodies. You get all this. I mean, this is stuff that's got to go in this book. I have, envelopes. I've got tags. I've got more envelopes. Look at this awesome envelope. I can't wait to put that together. Look at that. I love it. All this stuff. Journaling spots. More tags. Another envelope. Really cool. All this stuff's got to go in this book, so it's going to get it really nice. And then what I did is I print out an extra copy of the things that I know I'm going to use a lot of. So one thing that's great about the digital downloads is that you can print out as many copies as you want. Look at all this yummy stuff I get to use. And if you have leftovers, what's really awesome is you can put them on, make a card with it, or put them on a layout. So I still have quite a bit of yummy stuff I can use. I'm so excited. So stay tuned for my next videos to show you what I've done in the first few pages of my book. Thanks.